I like to explain yoga as a way of finding connection or a union with what's happening here in the moment. You know, we start by thinking about physically what are we doing in our bodies. That's why a lot of yoga postures are helpful in learning how, okay, what is my body responding to in this position? But it's deeper than that. You know, we learn about how to move our bodies a lot of times more efficiently, or maybe in ways that help to create more range of motion or just produce more ease in the body. But then that kind of translates into the other aspects of yoga that's more mental, emotional, and even spiritual, depending on how deep or how far you want to go into the practice. My name is Katie. I'm the co-owner of Lotus Pond, and besides co-owning the studio, I wear many hats here. I teach. That's one thing people assume I do probably the most of. I love to teach. It's one of my favorite things that I get to do here. But before I found yoga, I actually had a background in movement arts. I have a history doing performance and circus arts like acrobatics. I was into a little bit more contortion, aerial arts. But essentially what I did was more performance-based. A lot of what I was doing with my body was about making shapes. So when I found yoga, I learned that it's less about how it looks and a lot more about how it feels. So it was an interesting transition for me to approach stretching and what I thought I understood to be yoga from a different context. That was a little bit more deeper and a little bit more connected to, again, what's important to me. Yoga is not necessarily just about being flexible, moving your body into different positions, and trying to be like quiet and at peace all the time. But a lot of it is just getting in touch with things as they are and moving from that place. So you don't have to be flexible to start. You don't already have to understand how to move and, you know, get into the positions before starting. It actually helps us be more mindful when we're doing our day-to-day things. So I think of the yoga class as being like training for day-to-day. How can I be in touch with myself when I'm just washing the dishes, when I'm folding laundry, when I'm driving my car, when I'm having a conversation with someone that's important to me and I want to be present with them. We come here and we practice that so that way we can do it in the rest of our day-to-day. It's not just about coming here. My intention is for people to find that within them so they can take it anywhere they go, because that's how we can really start to enjoy our lives. We miss a lot of our lives by not being present in it. And so to me, yoga is just a way of practicing how to be present, how to take in what's happening, how to be here, and not let my mind take me on all these different directions of things that have nothing to do with what's actually important to me. So I think that when I come back to the question of what yoga means to me, is it lets me live my life fully and lets me live in a way that's wholehearted and inspired and more connected, because there's lots of stuff that I like to do. There's more than what I do here at Lotus Pond that I enjoy doing in my life, but what I do here allows me to show up in those areas more fully. And so I think that we can all find our own inspiration. It may or may not be a yoga class for you, but I feel like if you're looking for a little bit more inspiration and you're curious about yourself, your body, and just getting more in touch with what's happening here, then it's a really interesting place to come and meet others that are on that journey.